So we'll call the regular select board meeting of February 27th, 2020 to order. Oh, actually, this is the regular meeting now.
Yeah, it is.
Right. So I did good. First item is to set adjust the agenda. Sean, do you have any?
I think
We're good?
everything is in order.
Perfect. Anyone else? Very good.
We need to approve of
Amanda, you ruined it.
we need to approve of the Judifine public hearing of February 6th.
Minutes.
Yes.
Thank you, Amanda.
Yeah, thank you. That was neat. Good job, Amanda. All right, so motion to accept the agenda is amended.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? No. There we go. We got an agenda. So we're going to approve the minutes from the regular select board meeting of February 6th. We should do them independently for 2 minutes. Yeah. Anyone have any issues or concerns, corrections?
Nope.
I was absent. I'm gonna be getting a deduction in my money this year. All right, hearing none, take a motion to approve minutes.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I wasn't here. All right, and we also have to approve the minutes from the special meeting, right? Special hearing on February 6th for the Judavine Library bond. Again, I wasn't here, so that was a pretty good guess.
Well, expansion project, it was about their grant, right?
Yeah.
Whatever,
It was all
I wasn't
about the
here, so whatever it is, we need to approve those minutes. I guess I could have read it here in my packet,
It
probably.
was all about the grant that they're,
Yeah, I watched it, actually.
that they're applying for.
All right,
So I'll move that we accept.
Second.
all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So she's.
I guess you weren't here and I wasn't here, so
Oh,
can
can
we
we do
even
that?
approve them? Or can we vote even if we're not here? I don't know if, I mean, we sort of have
We
not
don't,
done that
we
traditionally.
don't usually vote, but that's a technical question. You can check on it, and if it isn't official, put it on the next meeting. Because, yeah, we weren't here, so.
I think you have to
Yeah,
be
but-
there, don't you?
Yeah, you do, I think we have to be here.
So we'll have to
though.
table the hearing.
Have to table
Just for
it.
clarification,
Table
it'd be just on the
minutes.
Judavine minutes
Yeah.
for the special meeting.
Good catch, Lucian.
Say again, Alberta?
It doesn't say that Lucian was absent. It says Danny was, but it doesn't say Lucian.
Yeah.
So you might want to check.
Oh, you came late.
Oh, I
You
came in at the
late.
very end. Maybe that counts? Well, I'll vote yes if it's.
Get it over
I mean, these
with.
two-
No, I watched it.
Just
You
the
came in
minutes,
after the
yeah.
hearing,
Just,
before the meeting.
right,
The hearing was
okay.
before the meeting, so.
Right, and I came in just as they were wrapping up.
Just as they were wrapping
So,
up.
okay.
It doesn't matter either way to me. You do
What's your
whatever.
preference then?
I'd say approve the minutes and send them down the highway.
Okay, so I'll vote yes on that.
That's what I would do. If I was in charge, that's what I would
It's just the minutes, it's not the,
do. Right. All right, boy, phew, we're having fun. Communication from Doug. Good work on your part.
Unless you guys will make a comment about the proposal for retail market for marijuana.
No, we don't. No, it's from you, it's not from us. All right, so town manager's report, Sean.
Yep, we had a inspection from the Drinking Water and Groundwater Protection Division. This is done about every 3 or 4 years. They have a technician come in and just look over the public water system, everything having to do with the infrastructure, records. It's the whole gamut. So we're communicating with them now. We'll get a follow-up report from them in the next couple of weeks, and if there's anything that they feel we need to adjust based on the water supply rule, we would react accordingly. We don't anticipate anything significant at this phase, so that would be the quick report on that. My office is currently reviewing several policy items, and just to ensure that those are up to date, work's going to be continuing on these items moving forward. As you all know, I mean, we have, I think, 25 or 30 different policy records, that we have. So those are just things that are requiring continuous and ongoing updates. So we're working on that as a group. We are continuing to review wastewater infrastructure projects, have processed what is called the priority list application with the wastewater management division. Our engineers helped on this, and in a nutshell, what we're strategizing on is replacement of the floating cover for one of the lagoons, liners potentially if needed. You know, bear in mind those are pushing 50 years old, and also some clean out of some of the sludge that is naturally being settled into the lagoons as a part of the treatment process. So by getting a placeholder in, it just gives us an opportunity in the future to access some grant funding support with the division. And for the next steps would be, you know, we're getting our cost estimates in order, and then just trying to map out our, you know, what we see as the priority items there.
Sean?
Yeah.
Did we, when we did our sludge, I remember getting a site to spread it was a significant part of the deal. You gotta have a place to put it. And I think I recall that site is good for another, are we ready for that, or? do you know?
We're most likely not going to be doing a land application because the way that the processes have tightened up these past 5 to
Right.
7 years. What we would anticipate is a concentration of the sludge,
Into a
and
landfill.
with the information at hand, the place that it's being received now in the state of Vermont would be the Coventry landfill.
Right.
So, you know, if things change there, it potentially goes out of state. So that's probably what we would see is
Yeah,
a
so we
haul
don't have
off
to
to
go through that
Coventry.
process, because I remember that was a process.
Yeah, and one of the reasons that significantly changed this last couple of years is because of the PFOS, PFOA issue down in southern Vermont, where they actually figured out some of the sludge that was applied had PFOS, PFOA in it. So the microscope is out on that. You know, we want to make
Right.
sure we don't
Yeah,
create
yeah,
a problem, right?
No, but that all equates to more money when we go to get rid of it.
Yep, that's correct. And, yeah, and we don't have.
Unfortunately, we don't have any say in it, but.
We don't know, what we're doing right now actually is just getting our volume estimates in order and, you know, putting numbers to it so we know where we're at. Continued work on the Yellow Burn project, and we did last week go before the Development Review Board. The town has to do an application, you know, before the Development Review Board, so that was conditional use, variance, and floodplain review, excuse me. The DRB has rendered a decision that was issued on the 24th this week, and it's approved with conditions. All the related information, including the decision, is now on the town's website, and the way folks can find that is under our government tab on the homepage. Then you would go to the zoning tab, and then you can go to the development review section, development review board section. And this decision, as well as any others that have been rendered or will be in the future, can be found there. And
None of the conditions were major.
it's what we anticipated.
Yeah, all right,
So
that's
it's,
fine.
you know, it's incorporating some feedback from the floodplain
Right.
manager at the state of Vermont. It's,
Right. The stuff we anticipated.
it is what we would have expected.
Good.
Yes, that's a correct statement. Okay, I did attend, just one other detail there. We do have obviously a 30-day waiting period on, you know, it's issued the 24th of February. Just like with any decision of the DRB, there is a 30-day waiting period. So if anybody has any comments or concerns, they would have an opportunity to offer that. So you just add 30 days to that, and then it's, you know, we go from there. We are working on parallel path on securing additional, or waiting to hear, I should say, on some additional grant requests, Economic Development Administration being one, and a couple of others. So work is continuing. I did attend the Vermont Emergency Management Spring Flood Planning Training last 2 weeks back now. Key points from that were reports from NOAA and weather officials, other climate officials. Snowpack just about normal this year, or just a little bit below normal. That's changed in this last week. River ice a little bit below normal. At the local level, I've been keeping an eye on the river all day today, as a matter of fact, and it's clearing itself out pretty nicely here late this afternoon. We have a natural channel that's actually been in place down adjacent to Wolcott Street for this past, well, entire winter, as a matter of fact. So we're looking okay, and actually we're starting to see a little water overflow the ice late this afternoon. Any ice that's blocking is only 3 or 4 inches deep from looking upslope of the village area and then down around the corners. So we're in a good position locally, is the key point I would make. And I would remind everybody that, you know, we have a contractor lined up basically on an on-call basis. So if we have to make a move, we can position ourselves pretty quickly in case we see some kind of a blockage. we're in a pretty good position here right now. I know we're, Chief Cochran keeps eyes on, given where he is, it's, and he's keeping me in the loop if he sees something, and Tom is as well, so we're all set there. Followed up with a contact at Northern Community Investment Corporation on opportunity for a planning grant. If we are going to be evaluating moving forward, some change to our town garage, the highway garage. The most current is that we would be eligible for likely eligible for a planning grant up to 80% of the design costs. For next steps, my office is going to be, what I'm going to be working on is just getting some cost estimates in order, and if assuming we're using the same site, and get some idea of what we're thinking about for design size. Some of these things would be addressed once we see, okay, where the numbers coming in with what we're generally thinking about, moving forward. And with that coming in, we go from there.
Eric had talked earlier about having somebody look at that whole area. Is that what we're talking about here, or is this just for the physical garage?
My interpretation at this phase is it would be looking at, okay, what do we have for footprint? What
Just
do we
site,
have to
yeah.
work with as a part of the process? That's my understanding.
That it's just about the building
No.
and not the site?
No, I think it's about the
Design,
site.
But the site,
Yeah.
okay.
We gotta look, what do we have existing? How's the Quonset Hunt factor in? How's the new improvements to the creamery project factor in? So that, my understanding at this phase is, yeah, we would be looking at the big picture, if you
Whole
will.
site,
Yep.
okay.
I did meet with Orias Ainsworth, town moderator. This is an annual process just in advance of town meeting. So we kind of just look at what's on the warning, what we predict, and just strategize a little bit. So looking forward to town meeting. I think we've got everything in good order there. And I did take part in a conference call earlier this week with Jody Lou Smith from the library. We just talked about the minutes. We had a conference call with our Vermont USDA contacts. Just recall that Vermont USDA is planning to provide a community development grant, community facilities grant, toward, as a part of the funding for the project. We don't have the final word on that amount. So this was just an update about funding strategies, what they anticipate offering. And then we should have an official announcement on the USDA grant by mid-April, just on where we sit for that. One final thing, which I don't have in the written record, but I want to make sure it's out there and it's heard. I have been working on this past month with input from select board and folks in the manager's office, clerk's office, zoning office, getting a job description prepared. Just a sample for the community development coordinator position is how we're framing it now, which obviously has been talked about up to this point as a part of proposed budget coming into town meeting. Obviously, we're going to be talking about various items, but I want to just make sure the community is aware. We do have a basic job description put together. We haven't done, we're not going to proceed on advertising or doing a lot more on this, because we got to just make sure first and foremost the budget item passes through. Then we can get ourselves in a position to be moving forward. So I just wanted to offer that, and just I guess that's what I would just say for right now. I just want to project that we're not going into this blindly. We have been thinking about what it is we want to be looking for and how that can be advantageous and a good return on that money that we were talking about using. So
Thank you.
if anybody has any questions about that.
No, we don't. You're doing exactly what you want us to do. Good job, Trent.
That's what I have at this phase.
Chief Cochran? No, who's doing Tommy Fadden?
I will. I'm pretty sure Tom's on the truck, so we have some snow tonight, of course, and this is brief. We've had a little bit easier winter this year as compared with the last, so we are, we're keeping up. We are doing, recently we were able to do some pushbacks, which has been good. We could push back some of the banks. We're keeping an eye on, it's pothole season, so we're keeping an eye on what's coming here for potholes. This week, there was some work on just checking our drainage, catch basins, things like this. Sand pile's holding up fine. Salt use is, below our pace this past year, so we're in good shape there. Tom and I are regularly chatting about those construction projects and some of the things that are going to be coming at us once we get into this next season. So As an example, meeting with V-Trans to just make sure our road permits in order, looking at any stormwater permits and/or applications that might be coming at us. We will obviously be getting our information in order in April on what we're going to be doing for paving bids, other ditch work, things like this. So the pace is, it's a good pace for the crew as of now. Again, as compared with last year, it was monotonous and it never stopped. And it's good to see the folks that are involved in the plow business, speaking about our crew specifically now, it's a little bit more manageable. So that would be it for the highway report.
Good job. Now, Chief Tucker.
All right, I'll keep mine simple too. Business is normal as far as controls. And we have been, we did repulse our open position here back, as they mentioned a month ago. And we've had some interest in that, so we've been working through some interested candidates with that. So we'll be setting up some second interviews. and working.
Is our office, whatever that position is, does he do patrolling too? He was an officer, right?
Which one?
The guy that took Lisa's spot.
Yes. Yeah.
So, does he do some?
Yeah.
Because he's an older guy.
Yeah.
With a mustache. Maybe he should stop by and visit us someday.
Oh, yeah. He was
Just so I know who he is.
that was a unique opportunity.
Right,
And,
right, and I recognized him
Yeah.
from being around before, so I said, he must be the guy that took that job.
Yeah.
And that's going well? He's fixing
That's going well.
That would be Officer Gagnon, not that guy.
Yeah, anyway, that guy.
That I like because it's honestly a unique opportunity. to find
Right.
Somebody who has law enforcement knowledge as well as.
Right.
The knowledge
Yep.
of radio, et cetera, so he's, and if we get a call where we need an extra officer.
Yeah,
I can,
right.
pull him for.
Yeah,
that position.
yeah, no, that's good. I didn't recognize the officer, but then I thought about it and I figured out
Yeah.
that must be who it was. So. Officer Gagnon?
Yeah.
Got it. That it?
That's it.
Perfect.
Ready to get out of here.
Yeah, me too. Approve, so item number 1 is to approve various Class 1 and 2 liquor licenses. Alberta has supplied us a list in our packet of Class 2, second-class license for Hardwick and Mardigat, basically D&L, Jiffy Mart, M&M, and Tops to
No.
No.
preference tonight, no.
I mean,
We
they're
weren't
all- they're-
sure, so we always put everything in
They're all
there to cover
renewals.
us.
They're all renewals, right? And
They're all
there's no
renewals,
issues with any of
and
them.
Aaron just whispered they've had no issues. Our office has gotten no paperwork that there was issues, so
No.
they're all good.
Take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
All right, all in favor of approving the list of second-class
Point
liquor?
of order.
Yeah.
Can the chair do the motion?
Oh, I did.
I did
Yeah,
it.
he requested a
Sorry,
motion, but they.
I thought you said
No.
I make the motion, excuse me.
I said
No, no,
so
no, no.
moved.
Can I have one?
I sit corrected.
Can I have it?
Sorry about that.
No problem. So we do, and then everyone is all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. I like the pace we're having tonight. Item 2 is to review and approve the fire truck bond warning, which is the same.
It is the
With a
same,
different
except
date.
it's got a different date on it.
Right.
Yes. Yep, we're going to be holding it April 7th.
Right. So
Here at the
everyone knows,
memorial.
we had to reschedule that bond vote, so this is basically a redo. Anyone have any issues or anything we need to discuss about that?
I move we approve this warning.
Thank you.
Second it.
All right, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we approved it. Item number 3 is to discuss the open seat on the OSU ED board, which,
Well, the
Who's
only thing
leading
on
on
that is we're advertising right now. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
and this
recall
is
we
one-
did this in September with the changes to the districting for the education system.
Right.
The select board actually has to, with candidates coming in, the select board then would do the assignment.
yeah,
So we have initiated advertising.
that's what they came and talked to us about a while back.
That's correct.
When we haven't gotten the Are we gonna can we solicit people at town meeting for this position?
We can solicit people right now.
Every time,
Yes, and I
anywhere?
also believe that one of the other board members is gonna stand up at town
At
meeting.
town meeting?
And announce it and try to.
Well, I think
drum
it
up
would
some
be a good time
interest.
to at least kind of educate people like they
Yeah.
did to us that this is the way the process works now.
Yep, yep, I believe their chairman, Catherine.
And I did
is
watch
doing
the
that.
meeting on TV, and you want to talk about watching paint dry. They don't have anywhere near as much fun as we do.
So we're appointing somebody, I'm still a little foggy on this process, so we're appointing somebody who, somebody got done in the middle of a term and we're appointing somebody?
Right, someone got done in the middle of his term,
you're
and
gonna do
then
this.
we'll be appointing someone, to fill out the rest of
Just to
that.
fill it out, okay.
He's not gonna be here, so Danny's gonna have to do it. but I can-
All right, so, and then we move on to item number 4, which specifically.
Danny, just real quick, on
Yep.
the last item, the ad is out and it's up on our website. If you are interested, you could send information through to the town manager's office, and what we've strategized out is get information in by, March 13. Let me just make sure that timing is right. Then, what we would anticipate is the select board would be making an assignment March 19th, assuming we get some parties and, have some names in the queue.
How long is do you know how long the position is?
I'm sorry, Lucian, I've lost
2
track
years
of that.
left on a
Is it?
3-year term.
Thank you, Alberta.
All right, any other questions? Doug, we're relying on you to get us one.
Always done that.
Go get somebody.
No, that's.
It's the new.
You live in Hardwick?
Maybe that's what he's here for.
Yeah, that's what he's here for. All right, pre-town meeting updates, including budget related. Eric is here. I spoke to Eric. We've gone through the budget enough for me, and enough so the public has seen it. Does anyone have any updates or anything? Or there's no changes?
Extra copies are available here
Here.
or at the post office?
Nope, extra copies are available here, and we'll have them with us at town meeting. So
Okay.
if somebody hasn't gotten one or has forgotten theirs, they'll be there.
The
so.
report looks good. The black and white pictures, I think looks classier than if
turned
we.
out nice.
It looks better to me than if we'd put color on the front.
Yeah.
It just looks better.
By our own resident reporter.
Yeah. No, that's a great picture, and I was unsure how the black and white would come out, but I think I like it better than if we'd have put some color on there. It would have been a little bit too flashy.
Yes, she did. Town reports on the website.
So these were mailed out, so most people will have
Yes,
these
yep,
already.
I got mine in my, but certainly I'm sure some people don't have them.
Danny, can I just offer one other thing? For
Yep.
the town report, we did do an upload, so it is available on the town website under the government tab, and then go to town clerk tab, and it's at the bottom of the list, town reports. So if somebody wants to access that electronically now, they can.
Good job on these electronic updates there.
I had nothing to do with it.
Well, you're making sure that people know about
Casey
it.
and
so
Amanda working on this stuff.
That's good. Because it needs to be there nowadays.
Danny, can I make a couple of
You
quick announcements about
sure
voting
can.
stuff?
Yes.
Okay, so voting for town meeting is obviously the presidential primary along with the town stuff. Polls open at 9 a.m., close at 7. We are at the school this year. Town meeting starts at 10 a.m.
Elementary school.
At the Hardwick Elementary School, yep. And this is, because it's a presidential primary and it's a federal election, this is the one time where you have to declare which ballot you wish to vote on. You're not declaring your party, you're picking a ballot you want to vote on. So you will be asked when you come up to get your presidential primary ballot if you wish to vote on the Republican one or the Democrat one. And you have to say, if you don't say, you don't get a ballot. It's not our rules, it's not even the state of Vermont's rules, it's the federal election rules, so that we have to follow. So, but there's also going to be the town meeting stuff, so.
Right. And
And
other,
Sorry, do you still need help with
I
stuff?
think I'm
Are you
covered right
okay?
now, Sherry. I'm trying to finalize that tomorrow and make sure I've got everybody set up where I want them to be.
Okay.
And that everybody has confirmed again that they can make it.
So that's only the presidential ballot.
It's
is
only
where
the
you declare.
presidential
So
ballot
when I have to declare, the only thing I'm voting on is president.
Only thing you're voting for is the presidential, yep.
So that makes sense.
In August, when we do the state of Vermont primary, you get all 3 ballots and you get to pick which one while you're in the voting
Right.
booth, and you discard the 2 you don't want
Right.
and put in the one you do, but that's not how the federal one works,
Well,
so.
on a federal level, we need the least amount of confusion.
Yes. So, yeah, so just a few points before
We don't want to be
get there
having
vote,
ballots that
so.
can be added or subtracted for those guys.
So what other, so there's the primary, and then there's the regular town officer votes.
There's the town
and then
officer
what other
vote, which
things
is
do we vote?
select board and Hazen School Board. It's a pretty short ballot this year, actually. And then there's the Hazen Union budget and the Orleans Southwest Union Elementary School District budget. So we've got, so there's those 3 ballots.
And the library?
Nope, we're not
No.
doing the library yet.
So there's no bond votes? or
No
anything?
bond votes until April, yep. And then I don't know when the library.
The fire
Yeah,
truck bond vote will not be here, it'll be in
Will not be
April.
here, will be
And then the
April
library, they haven't set a.
They have not
they're
set a
just-
date
they're still
yet.
working
But
on
that'll be a
it.
special one,
That
that'll
will
likely
be a
be here
special
as
one
well.
also.
Yeah,
Yep.
it will be.
Just on one article in the warning, for Article 6, which is the Communication Union District, I did get word from Catherine Sims from the Northeast Kingdom Collaborative. I saw her today in town, and she said that there would be 1 and potentially 2 Hardwick residents that are prepared to speak about this, if there's questions from the audience about it. So just,
Speak and serve.
yeah, that's what I interpreted, but,
Just so you know.
I'm not
if you
gonna put
speak, I'm
words in
taking
other
that as
people's
service.
mouths, Danny. So that was my understanding, because that's obviously something that we had talked about when this came up. We need somebody.
Right.
On that point, the town is looking for DRB appointees. If I'm not mistaken, some compost and recycling task force folks, are we good for assignees there?
Yeah, if there's interest in it, I mean, as I reported a meeting or 2 ago, it's pretty much dwindled because the other members didn't have time, so if
Okay.
people want to get involved.
And then another area would be, that I'm aware of at this time, is energy coordinator. That's a slot that we didn't, we don't have anybody in that slot at the town level as of now. I'm just trying to think through, at the organizational meeting, some of those assignments that we have in some of these positions. Those are some of the things I'm aware of, where we could use some help from community members, from residents of Hardwick.
Did I see that there were 2 DRB seats open, or is it just 1?
If that's what Kristen has up on the website, Lucian, I'm sorry, I
Okay, I
forgot to
think that's
track
what's
the
on the
exact
website,
number.
And the planning commission, do they have a seat open, you know?
Planning had a full.
There are 2 seats open now on the DRB. And give me 1 second. On the Planning Commission, it's same. There's 2 vacant seats on the Planning Commission as well. So if folks are interested in getting involved in supporting the community and being active in some capacity, there's some opportunities there. It would help everybody out.
All right, so, I guess that's town meeting, we'll see everyone Tuesday, Any new business? Old business?
The townhouse is gonna open up next week, right?
Heat's on.
Okay, so I confess I don't remember what the first event is, but, the townhouse will be open next week, and, yeah.
And so make sure
Take
we
a look
get
at
on this
the
this summer, figure another town
hardwicktownhouse.org.
meeting thing out.
Yeah.
We already have a meeting scheduled for the day
Good
after
work
town
right
meeting.
there, we'll look
Yeah.
at it and make some good decisions.
But the events should be up to date on the website, so that's hardwicktownhouse.org.
Good. Select board reports. I missed that one, but we don't have it. I don't. All right,
All right.
that's enough for tonight. Do we need a motion to adjourn, or do I just adjourn?
So moved.
Bang.
Half an hour. Pretty good.
All right.
But that was a half an hour that we actually got some stuff done, that worked out well.
And catch you all